So you're reconsidering moving to Bend because it's frigid cold out here in the middle of winter? Just kidding. So maybe you're actually considering moving to Bend in spite of the actual elements that are going on around us right now. Well, that's exactly what we're going to be covering in today's video. It is winter time now. The snow did come. We've been talking about it for a while. We're going to be discussing what that means in today's video. So if this sounds like it's for you, stick around. We're going to be getting after this video of the winter elements right now.
If this is your first time on the channel and you'd like to know everything there is to know about living, eating, sleeping, playing, the good and the bad, Bend, Oregon, the surrounding areas, subscribe to the channel, tap the bell for notifications so you can be the first to know about the current temperatures here in Bend, Oregon. My name is Zach Nutter. This is Ryan Rudloff, both licensed brokers with eXp Realty in the state of Oregon, and we've lived here for over 30 years and we absolutely love it. So whether you're looking to move in 9 days or 90 days, give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email. We'd love to connect with you. You can even reach out on our page. There's a Calendly link that you can book a Zoom call. So with that being said, we're going to just talk about what we're experiencing here. This is one of our bigger snowfalls that we've had in a while. We wanted to show you what life's like in Bend when the weather is like this.
Okay, we are down at Drake Park right now. Zach, we always talk about the good in Bend, but we always mention in our intro the bad as well. This isn't necessarily bad, but it's cold.
You gotta remember, a lot of people live here for this weather. Not me personally. I haven't been to the mountain in 20 years probably, but it's awfully pretty. It is really cold. How cold do you think it is right now?
I think it warmed up to 10 degrees today. We were down below zero probably for 3 or 4 nights in a row. So now we're starting to creep back up to double digits, which is pleasant.
Yeah, I was driving home from some friend's house the other night and it was -9 at about 9:30. So yeah, it was freezing. We normally get a small stretch of cold temperatures like that. But we've got probably a foot to, 14 inches of snow that fell over the last week. And it's gonna stick around for a while because it's cold. We're supposed to get into the 40s this week, but I don't know that it's gonna be warm enough, long enough to melt a lot of this off.
Yeah, we're gonna have snow for a little while, it seems. What's interesting when it comes to like driving in and around Bend, to and from Redmond, did that over the weekend. It's actually probably easier to drive on really sub-zero style roads than it is like say 30 degrees, because when this softens up, that's when the driving, at least for me, is going to get really challenging, especially with people around trying to get through from point A to point B when the snow starts to thaw out.
It gets real slushy. Yeah, the packed snow, what we're walking on right now, is not that slick. It's easy to drive on when it does start warming up. Right now you've got probably 3 or 4 inches of snow below where we're standing, so that when that gets all slushy, your car just kind of wants to slide all around the place. So really looking forward to those days coming up soon. But right now the city of Bend does a great job keeping the roads really clear. We're built for this. Portland right now, they got probably 2 or 3 inches of snow and they're shut down. Like, there's absolutely nothing they can do about it because they don't have the equipment. The people that live there don't have the cars for this kind of weather. So once or twice a year, they get a little dusting of snow and it shuts everything down pretty good. We did have one snow day last week, and I think that's the day that it snowed like, 7-8 inches overnight.
Yep.
And it was, the only reason it really was a snow day, even though I think they would have done a delay, but it was Wednesday. And Wednesdays are already the abbreviated days here in the Bend Pine School District. So it wouldn't have made much sense to have them show up at school at 11 o'clock and get out at 1:30. So they just called it a snow day. They were back to school the next day, no delays.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, obviously in Bend right now, there's snow, but there's snow really all over the Northwest. It's not like we're just sitting here all by ourselves experiencing these frigid style weather conditions. It's happening everywhere. It's winter. And so we've got friends over in Boise. There's plenty of snow over there. Like Zach said, Portland, Eugene, the Willamette Valley, they're dealing with their elements too. But they shut things down at a much less severe scale. Typically speaking, like what Zach was talking about, the reason why school was canceled the other day is because school gets out early. But historically speaking, I mean, it would take a lot for the school district to really shut down call it a snow day. But we're getting bigger now. More people are moving into the area. The infrastructure, it's a little bit harder to keep up. There is plows that go through most of the main roads, but some of the side streets will end up not getting that plow. And so that snow has to go somewhere. It tends to stack up on the side. A lot of the side streets end up just having stacks of snow, and they're like single lane roads in residential neighborhoods. So that's kind of interesting in its own right too.
So we're walking through Drake Park right now. We've done other videos of Drake Park in this area. It looks completely different. They've even got this sidewalk nicely plowed here. But as you can see, if we rotate over just a hair, that's the river. That's Muir Pond right there.
Frozen river.
It is completely frozen over. I tried to talk Ryan into walking over it, seeing how far he could get, but he wouldn't do it. So
he offered me $100.
$100. That's a lot of money. So
might do it for 200.
Done. We'll see if we can get him out there. But if you want Ryan to walk across the river, please comment in the video. If we get 100 likes, Ryan will walk across the river. Right, Ryan?
We got to do that by like tomorrow morning.
We'll tie a rope to your waist. It's absolutely gorgeous. This is by far the prettiest time in Central Oregon when we get a heavy snowfall like this. All the trees are just covered in it. We had some pretty good wind last week, and there were quite a few trees that were down. That happens during this time of year as well. We get the wind, and then the trees are buried in snow. They get real heavy. Sometimes they tip over. So unfortunately, it's just part of having all the big pine trees around, and then having the heavy snowfall and the winds this time of year. It happens.
Yeah, typical snowfall for our area here in Bend is, what we say, 32 to 34 inches.
Like 34 inches annually, yeah.
Redmond's a little bit lower in elevation. They get about 25 inches or so, and they've got plenty of snow down there in Redmond as well as of this recording. And then if we go to the south, a little bit higher in elevation, Sun River, Lapine area, they're at about 4,200 feet in elevation, and they get a significantly larger amount of snow than we do on an annual basis. They get up to 60, maybe 80 inches of snow a year.
Yeah, about double what Bend gets. And that's just 30, 40 minutes away from Bend. That road can be pretty difficult in the winter, but they do a good job of grooming it. They just changed the speed signs. They're all electric speed signs out there, so when the weather's bad, they can change them down from 65 to 35 and adjust them, and that's helped a lot with people just knowing, people see a 65 mile an hour speed sign and they don't realize, hey, how slick it is, and they're just driving like crazy. But that's really helped slow down on a lot of the wrecks and stuff out there. The one thing about Bend is in the wintertime, it is definitely tougher to travel to the bigger cities. If you want to go out to Portland, you want to go to Eugene, you want to head south to California, it's a lot more difficult driving around this kind of year. Sometimes the passes will be closed. It's pretty rare that hood's closed, but they do require traction devices almost all the time this time of year, whether you have studs, snow rated tires, or chains. It's always a good idea to have that stuff anyway. It's good to have a little emergency pack, some food, some water if you're traveling over the pass this time of year. You never know if you could get stuck. One of those things that you just want to be prepared for when you live in an area that has this kind of snow.
Yeah, as far as, say, air travel, our airport, I don't think there was too many delays. There may have been a couple of them, but flights weren't canceled, and the airport is still fully operational. And so the airport does a good job of allowing flights to continue even in the most extreme conditions that we can get around here. So you can rest assured that, typically speaking, even in severe weather conditions, our airport's still going to be able to get you from point A to point B, whether it's up in Seattle or San Francisco or LA, in a timely manner, even with the weather the way it is right now.
Yeah, I think in all my years of air travel, I've only had one flight that was completely canceled. It was delayed for essentially a day, and it was a pretty wild storm coupled with a bunch of wind that it just was kind of abnormal. But yeah, I don't know that there was any major cancellations or delays. Again, we're prepared for this around here. This this is the way life is for us here. So it's not a big surprise when it comes. You know, there's people at the ready to clear the roads, clear the runways, you know, get all the pathways taken care of. We just walked through a massive park, and it's got nicely groomed paths, sidewalks everywhere. So we're just built for it here.
So some of the safety concerns regarding your home, Zach just did this earlier today, but he was clearing off his roof because the snow will compile onto the roof. It sticks there. It needs to be cleared off at least at some capacity because of the risk of ice dams, which can build up. The water will eventually melt from the heat of the home, and then the water has to go somewhere. If it's not draining off your roof, it's going to build up. Sometimes it seeps inside the interior, and that can create some sort of water damage. It's fairly rare, but it's just a good protocol to consider getting at least the front part of your roof scraped off so the water can drain when the heat of the home starts to melt the ice and the snow on top of your roof.
Absolutely. And depending on when your home was built, some of the newer homes, they're recommending you don't do that anymore because the first like 18 to 24 inches of the roof have ice shield on underneath of them. But a lot of the older ones, you want to get up there with some kind of roof rake. I bought one 2017, and by the time it showed up, because the whole country was covered in snow by the time it showed up, all the snow was gone. But I just busted it out, used it for the first time today. So we're a little late on filming today because I was scraping the roof off, but
works pretty good.
Yeah, it works fantastic. It's got this little tarp that runs down it. You just run the little wheels up there and it runs right down the tarp. It's real nice, actually.
Maybe I'll borrow that later
throw
today.
A little footage.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. You're welcome to borrow it if you'd like, pal.
I appreciate that.
You got it. So we are now on the west side of the river. So we took the little footbridge over here, and we're right over by the park. There's lots of softball that goes on here in the summertime. This is a leashed dog park. If you want to have your dogs, they don't want you to have them off leash. But we do have, we did a video on this. It was like 12 off-leash dog parks.
Oh yeah, 12 off-leash dog parks.
So still very popular in the winter time.
Yeah.
Winter doesn't really slow things down around here.
Yep.
What you'll notice is day one of the big snowstorm, things are quiet, right? Well, everybody's plowing the roads.
Adjustment period.
Yep. A lot of people are enjoying it. To be real, is they want to sit in their house, watch movies, watch the snow come down, shovel their driveways, do all that stuff. But once the roads get cleared up, it's business as usual. There's people everywhere. There's people out with their dogs. In the park, we saw 2 people snowshoeing. We saw a couple people with their snowboards messing around, like the mountain's packed. Just everything just keeps going as normal here when there's a lot of snow.
Yep, that's exactly right. So like Zach said, there's people out and about right now. They're enjoying the outside of Bend. I mean, the sun was trying to kind of break through the clouds a little bit, but today is definitely a cloudy day. But we could be expecting some more snow over the next couple of days. But ideally, people try to get out and enjoy the 4 seasons, and we're in one of those 4 seasons right now. And there's all kinds of things to do. If you're a winter style person that likes to do things in the snow and the cold, and so the options are plentiful, that's for sure.
So if you're moving to Bend and you live somewhere warmer that you don't get snow, let's talk about some of the things that you're gonna need. You're gonna want a car that has 4-wheel or all-wheel drive. You know, a lot of people drive Subarus and pickup trucks around here. You need a nice pair of boots, some waterproof boots. You know? Shovel, snow shovel for sure, maybe a couple of those. Some nice gloves, beanie, and you gotta have a puffy jacket.
Puffy coat.
That's like an absolute have to have around.
It's a prerequisite.
Here. Yeah. But you just need to gear up. I'm perfectly comfortable right now.
Yeah.
It's about 10 degrees. We've been walking for probably 15 minutes or so now, and I'm incredibly comfortable with the right gear. You can really have a lot of fun in this weather, but if you're not geared up properly, it can be absolutely miserable.
What's amazing too is how the body acclimates to the cold, right? So in the fall, when it dips down to 40 degrees, 35 or 30 degrees at night, it's cold. But then in the wintertime, when we have these spells of 10 degrees or below, all of a sudden when the temperature does rise up to 30 or 35, feels sort of warm. It's kind of ironic.
Yep.
But it just makes me think of the people that live in like Minnesota or Canada or Alaska. It's like, how do they handle their elements? Well, just the same way we do here.
One of the other things is we're really dry here, so we don't have the humidity, and it's not like a wet cold, if that makes sense. We went to Seattle last fall, it was late fall, and it was like 33 degrees, and I feel like I've never been colder in my entire life. But we're out here in 10-degree weather, and I'm perfectly comfortable. It's just a different kind of cold here. Same with the summertime. Our heat, when we get really hot, it's not terribly bad because we don't have that humidity that's bringing all that moisture into the air.
Yeah, one way to really warm up outside when it's cold is to shovel your driveway. You get your coat on, your gloves, your hat, you're gonna be sweating in about 15 minutes.
Yeah, I've never bought a snowblower. I should, but I know if I buy a snowblower, it won't snow for several years. And it's just good manual, fun labor to get out and get a little exercise.
That's right. Pride of ownership.
So where we're at right now, we're actually heading right towards Galveston, where you'll find 10 Barrel, Brother John's, Ariana, bunch of shopping, bunch of restaurants. This way, if we keep kind of venturing back this way, this will take you to the mountain eventually. A couple zigzags, you get out on the Cascade Lakes Highway out there. We've done quite a bit of videos on the west side. It just looks a lot different. The houses to the left here all sit on the river. Absolutely beautiful homes. It's very rare that any real estate comes up. We did do a video on a home that was for sale not too long ago over here.
Right up here.
To throw a card up there.
I was just going to suggest that. There you go. Good idea,
So
Zach.
somewhere up there will be a card, and you can watch that video.
Over here. We'll put it up there. This is the River West neighborhood, though.
So this is something super cool. Pan over here real quick. This is a heated driveway.
Yep.
You notice this driveway is the only one in the neighborhood that is completely clear all the way down. Heated driveway is an absolute luxury. If you can have it, if you've got a big long driveway, it could be something really, really nice to have. A lot of times the driveways are pretty small around here though, and it's not that bad to shovel it out.
Yeah, heated driveways are a little bit more frequent, say up on Aubrey Butte. Just because of the slope, a lot of the homes are actually, the driveways themselves are on a slope, so it just makes sense to have it. And sometimes the cars even will park at like the bottom of a driveway or the top of a driveway, just so they don't have to worry about going up and down a slope that could risk being a little slippery or icy. But yeah, heated driveways are nice, but they're fairly uncommon, but they're out there. There's plenty of them, plenty of homes with them.
What is your favorite activity to do in the snow that you actually do regularly?
That I do regularly? Just I walk through the snow, I suppose. I would say downhill skiing up at Bachelor. That would be number one. Right now would just be a great day to play hooky if you're a local. It's a Tuesday, and there could be some fresh snow up there. What's funny about the situation up there is that there's kind of an inversion going on. We're lower, it's 10 degrees up here, and it's like 32 degrees up there right now at the mountain at 6,000 feet. So we get a lot of those inversion style weather patterns. It's colder lower and warmer higher. And that's the case right now up at Bachelor.
You call that an inversion?
That's called an inversion. There's actually a beer called that.
This is correct.
By the Deschutes Brewery too. Inversion IPA.
Absolutely. I think my favorite thing to do, but I don't do it regularly anymore, is snowmobiling. There's so many places in the National Forest that you can snowmobile.
Yeah.
On a day like this today, it'd be beautiful.
Absolutely.
But we also get a lot of bluebird days, so it's really cloudy today. The sun has poked out a couple times, but we could have all this snow on the ground and have just blue skies, and there's not much more magical than that.
Yep.
Around here. It makes for a wonderful day, but we get that a lot. We'll get a ton of snow, and then we'll get blue skies. I know we've kind of talked about that to death, but it's one of my favorite attributes of this place is how sunny it is.
It happens quickly too. There can be days where it's cloudy, and then all of a sudden by the afternoon it's really clear, and then the following several days are just, like Zach said, just bluebird, pristine sunshine. It's pretty amazing, and that's one of the unique aspects of living in the Northwest. But being like on this side of the mountains, it's more of a desert terrain. We just don't get that cloud coverage that lingers for weeks in the Seattles and the Portlands, the Eugenes. It's such a different climate here, and we're still right here in the Pacific Northwest.
I'm looking forward to some of the summer videos coming up here shortly.
Yeah, the perfect day in the spring or in the summer.
Yeah,
we get to this portion of the winter. A lot of people are like, all right, I've had enough. But we still have like at least 2 months of this.
Yeah.
Sometimes it lingers longer.
You know, and we've gotten snow all the way into, like, up on the mountains all the way into like late May, early June. But pretty rare. Our springs here are pretty fantastic. But if you love the snow, this is an amazing place to be. If you don't love it, what did we say, 36 inches of snow?
Yeah, mid-30s.
It's really not that bad.
No.
It does seem to come in bunches like this. So we got a ton of snow. We've had a pretty mild winter up until about a week ago.
Yep.
And now we're getting dumping. So.
Yeah, one thing that's pretty cool too, this area, like Mount Bachelor will stay open until Memorial Day. And so you can have those spring-like days down here and even up there where people are skiing in their t-shirts. 50 degrees up there, they're skiing, the lifts are operating till 1 p.m. And then you can come down here, it could be 70 degrees for you. Maybe play around a golf in the afternoon, ski in the morning. I mean, that's gonna be kind of the theme of my perfect spring day coming up in 2 months, but that's...
What is that golf event you're playing?
It's called the Racing Ace.
The Racing Ace. Explain to our fine followers what the Racing Ace is.
That's a charity event, but you start up at the mountain and you do a little race down the hill. It's a 5-man team, and a couple of them will do the ski portion of it, and then we all zip down to a local golf course like Widgie Creek, which is on Century Drive, and we play 18 holes, a scramble, at about lunchtime, and then we go hang out at like a local brewery or something afterwards. But it's just a great way, that's in April, just a great way to spend a spring day, and it kind of just encompasses what Bend and Central Oregon's really all about. A lot of people, like in Southern California, they brag about how they can go surfing in the morning or skiing in the morning and then zip over to the coast, the beach, and surf later in that day. We kind of have that too, just with skiing and golf.
You could also ride the wave too if you're daring enough.
Actually, we could do that too. We've got ourselves a surf park here in Bend, which is interesting as well.
Well, we hope we painted a good picture for you guys of what it looks like on a winter day here in Bend. We love it here. This is not my favorite season, but a lot of people, it is their favorite season.
Yep.
It's beautiful. We are built for it here. Don't be afraid of it. But we just wanted to show you what it looks like around here. So,
braving the elements.
We hope you enjoyed the video. Let us know what other things you'd like to see. We're happy to cover them. We want to share as much of this place with you as possible. So let us know. Is there anything else you wanted to add, Ryan?
No, that'll cover it.
All right, guys.
Thanks, guys, for watching. Remember, when it's your time to reach out, it starts with you. Call us, text us, email us, set up a Zoom with that Calendly link. And we'll just plan on seeing you guys around town or on the next video.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys. Have a good day.